So yesterday, if you didn't see it, I posted my video on the enchant Mercenary sorceress build. You enchant your mercenary, she uses a Kuko Shakaku that has fire explosive arrows, and then she absolutely lays to waste with a massive amount of fire damage on her kit. There was some discussion about whether or not it's really different in 2.4 because it's a known issue in LOD that when you give fire explosive arrow to a target, like you would have on something like this Ravenclaw, the mercenary gets the visual of the explosive arrow, but doesn't actually get the effect. So I wanted to test that, and the way that I went about doing it in game was very difficult to see what was happening. Even on completely cold immune monsters, using a freezing arrow Amazon mercenary, then giving her Kuko Shakaku, it generally looked like AoE damage was being applied to the other targets, but it's difficult to say whether or not that was pierce, whether or not it was just raw arrow damage plus the elemental damage from the Kuko Shakaku itself, since it shows the same animation of that fire going off with and without the explosion. And all in all, it was just very difficult to actually test it. So what I did was I went into Hero Editor and I changed Ravenclaw, which is a much lower level bow, so I could put it onto a very weak mercenary to hopefully see the difference. So let me show you that in Hero Editor just so you understand what we're looking at here. This is a normal Ravenclaw. The normal Ravenclaw has 3 to strength, 3 to dex, 70 enhanced damage, 50 bonus attack rating, and then fires a level 3 exploding arrow. The Ravenclaw that we're using is 3 to strength, 3 to dex, 70 enhanced damage, 491 attack rating. I want to make sure that that mercenary was never missing, so it's easier to collect data. And I gave it a level 127 fires explosive arrow. So that's the one that I currently have equipped on my sorceress right now. You won't be able to see the damage on tooltip because it's a replacement effect of a normal arrow, instead fires as an explosive arrow. But I'm just gonna walk up to a monster very quickly and fire this at them just to see what the damage should look like. Where in normal difficulty, I'm only level 16 and this is on players 8. Let's go just walk up and shoot anything in this game. Here's a pack of ghosts. I shoot them one time. They are all dead. Should a 12 to 23 damage arrow explode and do that much damage? No, it's because it's level 127. So first we'll go back to the same area. We're still on players 8 difficulty, and I'll walk up and I'll find some monsters for her to fire at. And all right, so we have these ghosts. Let's walk her all the way back. And then this is her damage without using the Kuko. You see she fires off normal arrows, and she's doing, I don't know, she's dropping the Fallen in about, you know, what was that, like 10 shots, maybe 8 shots, especially when she gets a cold arrow going. So she's doing okay damage. Let's go ahead and give her the Kuko Shakaku, which will add to her base damage. It's absolutely going to increase the overall damage that she does, but we should probably see a very high increase when that explosive arrow comes out, similar to like when I shot the explosive arrow.
I'll put that to good use.
There we go. You'll see our base damage goes from 813 up to 15 to 39. Still not enough to one-shot anything here on players 8, but the explosive arrow should absolutely melt. Explosive arrow hits. Oh, there's an explosive arrow. All right, there's an explosive arrow. Looks like it's taken about 3 shots for her to kill Fallen now with the added base damage. But when that explosive arrow comes down, I'm not seeing the explosion. And again, let me just put it on very quickly and I'll fire off one time. And they immediately die. So, sadly, right now in 2.4, it doesn't look like the mercenary is getting the explosive arrow replacement effect on their arrows. Now you might think, well, Mac, doesn't that just mean the build that you just showed us just doesn't work? It's just not powerful? No, what you actually need to keep in mind is that the build was that strong without getting the double explosive arrow procs. Her normal explosive arrow is still carrying that much damage. Her normal arrow shot has the visual effect, but it's still carrying the full enchant value. And her fire arrow is still carrying the entirety of the enchant value. So what that means is that we are going to be able to drastically change up her gear and hopefully get even better results. So look forward to that coming up next. I'm going to go ahead and test that on stream and then show you all the findings. But I just wanted to post this video here showing that at least right now in 2.4, the known issue in LOD is still existent in the game, and the mercenary does not get the replacement effect of Fire's Exploding or Fire's Magic Arrow. I assume it would go for that one as well, and I just wanted to get that out there. Thank you all so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.